All right, welcome back to Pretoria. We're out here at the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Centre right behind us, and this is the starting point of the second annual Nelson Mandela Remembrance Walk. And with me is the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, Sello Hatang, as well as the Premier for Gauteng, David Makura. We'll start with Sello Hatang first to talk to him about the legacy of Nelson Mandela and why such walks are important. Sello, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
What's the significance of this walk?
Well, you can see that I'm wearing the number 46664. It's a constant reminder of the long walk that Madiba walked. And for us, we thank the Premier of Gauteng and the government of Gauteng, because it's only through walks like this that we get reminded every now and then what's at stake. All of us have a responsibility to uphold this legacy. And this is just a symbolic walk. But we're saying to South Africans, and it's heartening to see there are people from Mpumalanga, for example. We're saying to South Africans, this is just a small step. Madiba had to walk an extra mile. Let's keep walking that long walk, because we have that responsibility to uphold the legacy.
What for you is the biggest thing about being part of a project like this?
You know, the biggest thing is being reminded of my responsibility as the Chief Executive of the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Our country is one of the most special. We were talking earlier on with the Premier about our visit to Italy. People around the world have huge expectations about us, about our economy, about how we look after young people. And for as long as we don't teach them about why this legacy is important, they'll keep asking the difficult questions that they do because they know better. So we hope that through these walks, you can see that as we stop over in some parts, there are voices of people who are marking spots where Madiba's life and others' lives were also affected. Whether it be the Women's March of 1956, where women took it upon themselves to say it's up to here and no more. Yeah. And I think all of us have that responsibility to keep doing this. The prison around behind us, where most of the prisoners for the Rivonia trial were here. So all of us say, if we do not look after these institutions, and it's simple institutions like prisons, like every other institution of our democracy, if we don't do it, we will wake up one day and we won't have a democracy that we've worked so hard for. So this walk that we're doing today is symbolic of what should be coming. To say when we get to union buildings, all of us should say, we are not just celebrating, we're saying let's be reminded of our responsibility.
All right, thank you so much, Sello. I'm going to let you go. Let me bring the Premier in. Premier, good morning. Why is it important for Gauteng to be part of a walk like this?
Well, we decided last year that every year in our province we will end the year on a high note. And the way to end the year on a high note is just to relive that last mile of the founding father of our democracy, Nelson Mandela's moment in our province. That last week when people were filing in the streets of Tshwane, in the streets of Pretoria to go and view his body, and his body was moving in and out of the Union building every morning until we saw that through when his body was taken down to its final resting place in the Eastern Cape in Qunu. For us, the Remembrance Walk, the Mandela Remembrance Walk, is also a moment to think very deeply about the legacy of Nelson Mandela and his generation, what they have bequeathed unto us, the values, the vision of a country of our dreams which we still have to build. And this is also a moment as we walk through the streets of Tshwane to rededicate ourselves that indeed we shall do everything in our power to protect our democracy, to ensure that the institutions of our democracy which we have built so far, which have been built over the last 20 years, these institutions have to be sound, they have to be defended, the legacy of Nelson Mandela and his generation and everything they stood for, including the fact that they wanted to pull our country from the precipice of conflict, a conflict that could have devoured all of us if they didn't act with courage, with visions, and at times in the face of major resistance, particularly from us, the youth, who felt at the time that they were giving too much. Today we can see that that was an act of of courage and a great act of leadership. So as we walk through this, we're rededicating ourselves that we have to do everything to build a united nation, a non-racial nation, a nation in which all its people live dignified citizenship.
All right, Premier, thank you so much. We have to cut it short. Good luck with the walk. How long do you think you'll do it for?
I always walk a lot. I walk and run, so this I will complete with ease.
This is a piece of cake.
Thank you.
All right. Premier of Gauteng, David Makura, talking to us about the involvement of the Gauteng government and the significance of being part of the second Nelson Mandela Remembrance Walk, starting here at the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Service Centre. All right, let's take you back to Auckland Park, where Sam Marshall is standing by with your sports news.